Okay, so you have 1 minute. Before I begin, I want to thank everybody who actually registered for this presentation, and welcome to our technology conference, We Amplify Innovation. So I'm going to present to you the title of this activity, or the title of this presentation is Unleashing Creativity, the Power of Interactive Notebooks. As you can see from my second slide, I know we have like the usual journal notebook, spiral notebook. We can actually transition it into into a digital interactive notebook in our computer. So the objective of or this digital interactive notebook, so it has a lot of features, and then this actually helps our students learn in a different perspective. And this is also a way on how we can differentiate our instruction. Students also can have like some sort of ownership of their learning. And so this is a great tool that we can use in our class, of course, using our computer. So for the objectives, so of course, I'm going to share to you on how to create the interactive notebook using the Google Slides. I know that the Google Slides is a very simple tool that we can use. It's a very user-friendly. I'm not really like a very technology person, but because of the features and because of the easy way on how to Google Slides, I was able to create interactive notebooks. And then aside from this, I also embedded some of the new item types for the exam. As we all know that our STAR exam or our STAR tests are all like with redesigned TICS objectives. So this is also a great opportunity for us teachers to organize our lessons and then to be structured. And when we're structured and organized, the students can easily follow through and understand the lesson that we're covering. So the advantages, of course, it's paperless. You don't need to rush to the copy room and make copies because everything is stored in their Google Classroom, and it automatically saves in the drive. And then it's editable, which means to say that you yourself can edit it. And also another reason why I've been using the Google Slides, it's because there are actually two ways on how I can create this. It could be like with doing my master copy and also my student copy. So I know that I've started at 12:45 because I want to make sure that I can maximize the 1 hour so I can share with you on how you can create your own interactive notebook. So again, hi everyone, and thank you for joining us. So that's just like the introduction and also the objectives. Okay, so let me continue. So again, the objective of this presentation is for you to, for me to share on how to create your own interactive notebook. So as you can see in here, I have a summary of on how you're going to create your notebook, but I'm not gonna go on this PowerPoint. I want to go right away in the Google Slides so you can create your notebook, or I'm going to share to you on how you're going to create your notebook. So I also tried to snip some of these images. I want to thank my friend Dory because she shared this with me, and I think it's a good way on how we can follow through. So I'm going to share this PowerPoint also in the chat. If ever you want to go back and check and revisit how you're going to create your notebook. So another thing that I also want to share with you is on how you're going to assign it in the Google Classroom where the student can access it. And then the good thing also about this interactive notebook is the student can open it, of course, in their cell phone for as long as they have the apps for the Google Slides. So they don't have any excuse of like, oh, I forgot my notebook at home, or I forgot my notebook at school or at home. And so they are not able to study their lessons. Everything it's in the interactive notebook. And one good thing about this interactive notebook is that not all students, there are some that would still prefer to write, some information or like a notebook. The good thing about this interactive notebook that we're going to create is we can actually save it and download it in PDF. So you can still print it for some students that prefer to choose a paper copy. But then again, this presentation is not to replace the usual way of how your kids are being successful. This is just a supplement or a resource that you can actually embed in your lesson, so that you have a variety of ways on how you can meet the learning needs of our students. So now I'm going to start with, so I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, so let me just, okay. So let me now share. Okay. Can you all see my slides? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate your response. Okay, so I actually been using my interactive notebook, and I created already 6 interactive notebooks, and no, 5 interactive notebooks, and then the other one for this year, it's going to be my 6th notebook. So as you can see here on my drive, you would see several notebooks that I already have created. So now let's start with the basic steps. Okay, are you ready? Can I just get some response in the chat? I just want to
Yes.
make sure that I'm not alone. Okay. Thank you so
We're
much, Miss
ready.
Martha. I really appreciate it. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So let's now start. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Because I feel like it's kind of like quiet. So, but anyways, so there you go. Thank you so much for your reply. I really appreciate it. Okay. So let's now start with our first step. So the first thing that you're going to do here is you go to the Google Apps. I call it the waffle. And then under waffle, you have to go to Google Slides. Okay, so once you see the Google Slides, I want you to open one of the blank presentation. Okay, and then you can just, okay, you can just, okay, eliminate this. Okay, so I just want to have like a clear slide. And then after this, I always actually use the notebook page setup. So we're going to go to File and then Page Setup. And then you're going to customize it. And then when you customize it, you're going to choose the 8.5. Okay, so 8.5 by 11. Okay, so 8.5 by 11, and then apply. So now I have here my notebook page of the interactive notebook, which is the size of a regular notebook. So after this, of course, you have to create your title. Remember, the reason why I like using the Google Slides, it's because you can make a master copy linked to a student copy. So here you can just type master copy, so you won't get confused which one is your master copy and which one is your student copy. Please take note that your master copy is where you do all your editing. So I'm going to put INB, let's say I'm going to put bio, and then you can put the year, because as you started to create your notebook, it's important, that you have the year. So, oh, I've done this like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So once you title it and once you have your page set up, the next thing that you're going to do here is you have to create your front page of your notebook. So we're going to go to View, and then under View, you're actually going to click Theme Builder. Once you see the theme builder, so this is what you're going to see on the screen for your Google Slides. We can just erase this, eliminate this. Okay, so now I want to create, or I want to put like a title page, but the one that looks like a notebook. So all you need to do is to go to Google and then click Spiral Notebook. So once you click the spiral notebook, you will see several colors, several types. So let's say I want to use this red color right here. All you need to do, by the way, is to click and drag. I hope you're seeing it from my end. And then there is the notebook. Did you see that? Okay. So now we're going to enlarge the notebook. Thank you so much. Okay. We're now going to enlarge the notebook, and we're going to try to fit it in the notebook page. Now, if you notice, I have some wasted space on the side, right? So what you need to do is you can crop it. So right click and then click crop image, so that you can save that space, and so you can have more, okay, you can add more information in your notebook. So let me just do this. Okay, so crop it. Same thing on this side. And then also here at the bottom. So now you have, okay, and also we have, Okay, undo. So you can just crop this. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, we're gonna crop it again. Okay, so there you go. Okay, and then sometimes like, okay, wait, what happened to my page? Where did it go? So remember, we also have to use our undo button. So the undo button is like our helper whenever we need to see the other page or the page before, so we can okay, do some corrections. Okay, so here I have my title page for my notebook. So now we're going to create a tab. So the way that I created my tab, it's by 6 weeks. So you have to go to shape and then click shapes. And I always use this, the round same side corner rectangle. And I know that I always use this to reference the rename. I would always use my my tab over here, or like the size of my tab. And then I'm going to go to 18. And I like using this font. So now I'm going to put type first 6 weeks. Okay. And then after that, you can just rotate it. So once you rotate it, that's going to be now your first tab. So once you created your first tab, then you can just copy this. Okay, copy, and then you're going to paste. Okay, so try to, I know there is a way on how you can arrange these tabs in order, but I'm trying to look for, you know, easy way, but I don't know, I'm just used to how I create my tabs. So I'm comfortable with this, but you have any other ways, you can actually use your own strategy on how to, you know, create some tabs like this. So now I have my 6 tabs. Okay, and then sometimes, or like in the past, I would have like 7 tabs because my last tabs will represent my review part of my notebook. So now you have your tabs. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to color code them. So let's say on the first tab, you want to use this orange color. On the second tab, you want to use the yellow. And then the third, okay, we have to use blue. It's up to you which color you want. And I'll let you know later why is it important that you color them. So this is like a way on how kids can monitor their notebook if they are in the second 6 weeks, third, fourth, and so on. And please do not forget to edit this, okay? So because I just copy and paste it, so you can change this to second 6 weeks. So for this section, so let me just do second 6 weeks. Okay, and then just change the rest. So now we're done with our tabs. The next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to create, like, you know, if you want to put some designs in your notebook, so you can just go to biology title. So let's say, for example, I want to use this title on this side. I know that you're familiar in how to use this snip, so I'm just going to snip this biology. Okay, and then I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go back to my master copy. And then I'm going to put the image that I want for my title. So if you want to put like a design, it's up to you. Customize it, whatever you want, and it based on your subject. It could be math, social studies, English, or anything interactive. I think it's for all content. It's just, you know, the way on how you're going to implement and use it in the class. Or if you want, let's say, oh, I don't feel like, you know, putting some picture, you can just create your own. So you can go to shape, and then I use this rectangular rounded shape. Okay, and then I'm gonna be changing my font. It's up to you again on what font you're gonna use. So let's say I wanna use 48. And then I'm gonna put here pre. Okay, so pre-AP. Okay, so I have the pre-AP biology. And then if you wanna change, of course, the background, So I have to, my school color, it's burnt orange. And then you can customize it by also writing down including, okay, so you can maybe like 36. So for the name, so so that it really looks like a notebook on the end of the student where they can still type their name, and then they can even decorate it if they want. They can even change, the let's say the colors and everything. So it's up to them for as long as they're only doing that in their student copy, because the master copy, that is your own copy where you can do all the editing. And then here you can actually put, okay, let's say class periods. Okay, so you can, so it actually looks like a regular notebook. So class period. Okay. Okay, so here, there you go. So now we're done with our front page. The next thing that we're going to do here is to create our line paper. Okay, let me just, sorry, don't just, okay. Okay, so here, there you go. Okay, so now we're done with our cover page. The next thing that we're going to do here is we're now going to create the line page for our notebook. So I'm going to go to the second slide. I'm just going to remove this. And then I'm going to go to the line paper. Okay, so once I go to the line paper, you can just click and drag it. Okay, under master. Again, we're going to do the same thing like what we did a while ago. Okay, so these are like basic steps that you really need in order for you to start with your interactive notebook. Remember, we are with the master copy. The master copy is where you do all the editing. So so that we can save a space again, you can crop it. Okay. Okay, so here. Okay. And then if we can crop this side over here as well. Okay. It's only this section that sometimes like, it's kind of like but once you get the hang of it, it's easier for you to create these pages. Okay, so now you have your, you can actually just copy this and then paste it over here. Okay, I will just copy and paste it. And the good thing about this is when you copy it, okay. So there you go. And then you have the, okay, so the interactive notebook, we are actually creating it right now. And I'm giving you the steps on how to create your own for your class. So I started with the first steps a while ago, or the steps a while ago. And so you can create your own. So we started with the Google Slides, and then uh, you go to page setup, and then the 8.5 by 11, and then, okay, so there you go. So now we're done with our second page, which is our notebook page. So we're going to go back to the normal Google Slides. Okay, so once you're here, if you notice that the page is not, it's missing. You're welcome. Okay, so the way that you can actually access the line paper is, did you see the plus sign over here? Click this, and then there is your notebook line paper. Now, you want to come up with several pages of this. Now, in my case, for my biology interactive notebook, I was able to come up to 210 slides, because that involves all my 6 weeks. But don't be overwhelmed. Remember that creating your notebook, it's just, I know I've been always saying this, it's like a work in progress. So if you feel like you just want to do like a 2-day lesson, then you can actually do your 2-day lesson. You don't really have to complete all your interactive notebook for one sitting for the entire year. So you can do 2 lessons or 1 lesson, depending on how and when you need to create your lesson. Okay, so now we're going to actually create the pages. So all you need to do here is right click, and then you copy. And then once you copy, you're gonna do Control V. Control V. If you notice, if I'm doing Control V, guys, what is happening to my pages? So I'm making copies. So for today, let's just do up to 10. Okay. So now I have my 10 pages. Remember, this is my master copy. This is where I do all of my editings. These are all where I added information, images, text, and all that. So now we're going to create our student copy. Remember, the master copy should be linked to the student copy. How are we going to do that? So we're going to go again to slide. Okay, and then go to slides. We're going to follow the same step to what we did a while ago. And then you're going to open a blank presentation. Okay, so this time we don't need this. Okay, we don't need that, but you can just title it. So when you title it, remember this is now going to be your student copy. So which means to say that this is the one that will be uploaded in the Google Classroom. Okay, so have your student copy. And then you can say INB, or if it's biology, or like English or math or social studies. And don't forget to put the year. Okay, so 2024 again, 2025. Okay, and then when you're done with this, you're going to go back to master copy. Okay, so you're going to go back to your master copy, the first copy that you created. There you go. Isn't it? This is our master copy. So I'm going to click the first slide. Click the first slide. Did you see how the border turns blue? So which means to say that you actually have that page. So now you're going to right click, and then you're going to click copy. And then here at the bottom, you have to copy all of those slides. This time you're going to click shift and then arrow down. What is happening when I actually press shift and then arrow down? Isn't it? It also changes the color of the border, which means to say that I'm ready to copy this. So now I'm gonna right click and then copy it. I'm gonna go now to my student copy. If you notice, my student copy is empty. So I am going to right click and then paste. Okay, did you see the 3 options that I have here? Wait, just close this. Oh, okay. Let me just undo. Okay. Okay, let me just go back to my master copy. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me just. Okay. Okay, I don't know for some reason. Okay, what happened? But okay, let me just. Okay. Close this. Okay, let me just go back. If that happens, let us create, okay, my student copy. Sorry for that. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Okay, so for my, okay, so I'm just going to delete this again. Anyone notice why is it that it didn't allow me to actually page or actually put my,
I think it's for your page settings.
there you go. Actually, I did that in purpose. I just want to find out if you're with me, guys. Great job, Miss Garza. Okay. So yes, because remember I deleted the slide. I have to keep my page set up, which is actually going to be the, yes, thank you so much. Okay, I really appreciate it. Yes, it should be the 8.5 by 11. Okay. So we have 8.5 by 11. Okay. So there you go. So I have to keep that. And then of course, we're going to go back to our student copy. Okay, and that's going to be the INB for bio. And then you can have the 2024, 2025. Okay, so let's go back to our master copy. Let's undo, undo, undo. Okay, so let me just repeat the steps again that I did in here. Okay, so here I'm going to right click. Okay, copy. And then, of course, I'm going to do shift. And then if you notice again that my, okay, so that my border, it's turning blue in color. So now I'm going to copy this and then go to my student copy. And then now I am going to paste. Okay, so did you see the three options that we have here? So it says, okay, so we have, hi, okay, wait, hold on. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay. Okay, let me just, okay, okay, sorry for that. Okay, let me go to my, okay, so 8.5 by 11. I don't know what happened. It's the first time that this one happened. I've been actually doing this. Okay, so 8.5 by 11. And then I'm gonna, okay, so let me just remove this. Okay, there you go. Okay, there. Okay, so here you are now seeing that the copy from the master copy, it's now actually saved in the student copy. So let me just have a recap on that. Okay, so once you finish your master copy, okay, yes. Yeah, after you finish your master copy, you copy everything. You actually open another Google Slides. So this time it's going to be for the student copy. So you can title this student copy. Okay, and that's going to be your INB. And of course, the 2024, 2025. Okay, so now you have three options over here. So you can just actually click the link and keep original styles. So if you notice in your student copy, you are now seeing the link slide. So which means to say anything that you have in the master copy will now going to be linked in your student copy. Okay, so this is your master copy, and this is again your student copy. You will know it from the name that you have on top of your Google Slides. So now let's go to our master copy and let's create now our lesson. Okay, so first, I want you to create your, okay, the title page over here. You can actually do 18 and then you can do, so we're gonna put first 6 weeks. Okay, so we're gonna have our first 6 weeks. Okay, so here, okay, so you can actually make this one bigger. Okay, you can follow actually the font if you have the burnt orange. So you're also going to have your burnt orange, and that's going to be your first 6 weeks. Now, since we are actually ticks oriented, it's really important for us that we actually include our ticks in every lesson. So here I have my, so this is actually our biology assess curriculum. I make it a point that I always have the objective. So I would snip it. And then this, so these ticks that I have right now, it's actually, it's the old ticks, and this is not yet the redesign, but I'm just going to show you here an example on how I actually added the ticks, okay, in the notebook. So you're going to go to master. Please take note that all the editing should happen in the master copy. So I'm going to put in here my objective. So I'm not using the master copy because it's for some reason, it's going to be hard to actually link the other information. So I'd rather do my editing in just a regular slide. So there. And then you can actually use a background. Okay, so that you know that these are all the first 6 weeks. And then let's say, for example, our first topic for biology is going to be cell structures. So we have here the cell structures. Okay, cell structures and functions. Okay. Okay, and then you can just actually increase the font. Maybe you want to do 18. Okay, so bold. Okay, So you can actually use a background color. Let's say you want to just have this color. So we know it's cell structure and functions. Now in science, we actually follow the 5E model based on our curriculum. So you can actually create another text box over here. And the first uh, 5E model, it's going to be engage. You can start putting engage over here. Okay. So there you go. And then you can just increase the font if you want. Okay. So one should do the engage part. So in my case, like whenever we had our based on our curriculum, so we always have those engage part where you will show them like a short a cartoon picture or like an image. So let's say, for example, here since we're talking about cells, so I'm going to be using this okay. So this image over here. So I just snip it, okay, which is the prokaryotes and the eukaryote. Okay, so that you can use this as a reference for your engage. So copy it, and then we're gonna go to the master copy, and then you have your image here. So there's your image, and then you can actually create a text box over here. Okay, remember when you are doing your editing, we should be in the master copy. So I'm just gonna put like a white background. And then you can start using the verbiage for artic subjective. Let's say you can ask them differentiate. Okay, so you can ask them differentiate prokaryotes. Okay, from eukaryotes. Okay, differentiating prokaryotes from eukaryotes based on the image. Okay, so this will give the students an opportunity to kind of like brainstorm. You can let them work in pairs, and then after that they can share out, and you are also facilitating as well. The good thing about this interactive notebook, once you download it in a PDF, you can even project it on the screen. So whatever the kids are seeing in their notebook, they are also seeing it in their they are all seeing it in the on the screen. So here, you have the image, you have the engage part. Okay, and then for the next one, let's say, for example, you want to do explore, which is the second, okay, the second fundamental 5. So we're going to be doing the same thing, and then bold, and then if you want to put like a background, so there you go. So they have your explore, but this time you want to use video. So you can actually hyperlink a video. So all you need to do here is to just create another text box, and then you can use again, let's say, prokaryote, okay, and eukaryote. Okay, so prokaryote, eukaryote, video. Okay, so now you're gonna go to YouTube and search for some video that you like to show in class. I usually choose only the one that are very short, like short videos, because we don't want the kids to get bored of just simply watching the video. Short, but full of information, all the details that you need, all the vocabulary that the students needs to learn. Are the type of videos that I'm using and hyperlinking in the interactive notebook. So what I just did here is I just copy the link from the video, and then I went back to my copy. And then here I went to my master copy, and then click link. And then you have to you actually paste the link, and then you're going to apply. So now here, if you click it, you see how the video is already embedded. So this is also another way on how the students can reference to their notebook when they're at home, especially when they have school participation activity where they cannot attend class, and there's no excuse of telling us, oh, miss, I was in volleyball, or like I was in band, so I wasn't able to really, be in class to learn the lesson. So they can just always refer to their interactive notebook. Okay, so we have the engage and the explore part, and then you can just create here. Okay, 3 text box, so that you can. Okay, so we have the 3 text box over here. Okay, so copy and then paste. So they can actually type information. One thing good about the interactive notebook, as if they are already getting familiar with the item types and also the way on how they're going to be taking the exam in the online platform. Okay, so here you can actually put, let's say, prokaryotes again. And did you see like the redundancy of the students seeing and hearing the words is one way on how they can learn and understand those vocabularies and also the content. So we have prokaryotes and then similarities, and then you have eukaryotes. So the way that this interactive notebook is also created, it's not like a regular worksheets. It's something that is really interactive. So they will really think and they will brainstorm like with their partners or like in groups, however you want to group your students. So there you go. So now what's going to happen to our student copy? Okay. Uh, okay. Okay. Oh, I accidentally put it in slide 10. Okay. So if we're going to go to student copy, if you notice that there is an update button. Okay. So if you're going to click the update, okay. I know it actually shows on slide number 10. Okay, it should be on slide number 2. But anyway, so if you notice that it's already hyperlink, so you would see here the video, you can play the video and then they can just, give some information about prokaryotes, about eukaryotes, and also their similarities, like what do they have in common, things like that. So it's supposed to be on slide number, this one, it's supposed to be on slide number 2. Okay, so I just didn't get the chance to put it in slide number 2, but this is technically what is going to happen whenever you put something in the master copy. Okay, but it's supposed to be in slide number 2, and then when you go to the student copy, you're actually going to see whatever you put in your master copy. So these are ways on how you can actually, customize your interactive notebook and how you're going to create it. Now, another things that I also want to mention is that when you are creating your master copy, and then you already assigned it to students, it is crucial and important that you don't change anything anymore in your master copy, or else your students will actually delete their information. What do I mean by this? So let's say, for example, in our student copy, okay, so this is the student copy. The student already put an answer. Let's say they put in here, let's say cell or like nucleus. Okay, so let's say they put some answers here. So cell like nucleus. Okay, and then let's say, for example, here they put, I'm just going to put like random letters. Okay, so I'm just going to put some random letters over here. Let's say these are their answers. Okay, so let's say, for example, these are their answers. Okay, okay. So what happened here is the students already started writing some information in the student copy, but when you are in your master copy, you want to change something. You said, oh my gosh, I forgot that I have to include this. So let's say you want to add an information about like genetics. This is just an example. Okay. So you added this information without even thinking that you already assigned your interactive notebook. So once you go to your notebook, you can see that the student will see again the update. So once the student accidentally update this, the information here are going to disappear. So they really have to be very careful, especially when you are creating your master copy. So whatever you have in the master copy, it's going to be the same that will going to be hyperlinked in your student copy. So the other sample of slides that I have here that I actually have created. Okay, so I have here the master copy notebook that I've been using. So this is the one that I actually created. I actually based it from the curriculum. And then this is actually made of 200, 4 slides. And each of these slides have all the informations that I have and that I created, even with videos. And then even with PowerPoints, you can also add some PowerPoints. They can also do some drag and drop. And then they can also answer some keywords based on the video. And the way that I created it, it's the same thing on how I've shown to you a while ago. And then they can do another drag and drop over here. And then they can do matching. They can use the line tool. And then again, you can show them videos, hyperlink videos, and the objectives are always there. And the new one that I just created, it's actually the item types. This is the new one that I actually created. So it's the biology new item types, from the text entry to multi-part, multi-select, drag and drop, hotspot, short constructed response. So here I have the text entry, and again, I have the objective. And of course, it's when it says text entry, I also give them an information on what the text entry is all about. This is another example of text entry, and I also added here a video. And then same thing over here. This one, it's another text entry. This is a multi-part. And then this is another multi-part question, multi-part, and then I have multi-select. And then I also have here a drag and drop, and another example of a drag and drop, another example of a drag and drop over here. And then I have the hotspot. And finally, I have also the short constructed response. So these are examples. Now, how do you download it in the Google Classroom? If you want to download it in the Google Classroom, of course, for students who have a copy, you go to your Google Classroom. And I'm going to be using one of my Google classes, which is going to be my third block of 3A. You're going to go to classwork and then go to create. Before I actually upload it in the Google Classroom, do you have any question that you want to ask? Okay. Okay, so but anyways, so let me now actually upload it in the Google Classroom. Just have to go to create and then assign. Yes, do you have any question, Miss Garza?
I do. I'm very impressed with all the work you've done and all of you show us, but I'm worried about time management. So you do one journal for one subject, correct?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes. And how long does it usually take you to create this 200 and some pages?
Okay.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
because it's beautiful work, but I know it takes time. You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah.
if you switch in subjects, or
Mm-hmm.
or next year things change, which is going to happen
Mm-hmm.
to the science, right?
Mm-hmm.
So things change, and then it's not like, oh, let me use the one from last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So times management, what would you recommend to elementary teachers? Because I know you guys have more conference than we do, things like
Uh-huh.
that. Like those are
Okay,
some
so
questions that I have.
yeah, no, that's a good question. Like what I've said a while ago. Okay, so when I actually created my master copy over here, so let's say, for example, my first topic, it's about levels of organization, right? So what I just did up to 5 slides, because that's going to be my topic for that. Let's say I have to cover this for like this one. It's for 2 days for high school, because we have the block. So I'm only going to create up to slide 5, and that's it. So I'm doing it like it's a work in progress. So this one interactive notebook, it was actually done for 1 year. So it's not just like by one sitting. So let's say, for example, slide 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I just did it for like maybe like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And then when you're done with that one topic, then you can move on to the next topic. So you always have to do all the editing in the master copy, and then it will gonna be uploaded, or it's gonna be linked to the student copy. So it's if you're actually teaching like 5 subjects, well, I know for elementary, and I really like appreciate all the elementary teachers, because you've been teaching like a lot of subjects and all that. Yeah, 2 slides for each of the notebook, then that's fine. It's because you can actually concise, you can do your activity, and like what I've said, this is like something that you can use as a supplement, like another resource for the kids. So the way that I do this, the way that I use this, So let's say I'm only up to engage part, right? So let's say, for example, here in slide number 2, I'm going to start with my objective with the title, being with them, and then they do engage and explore on their own. And then when I go to explain part, sometimes I'm going to transition if I have some hands-on activities, if I have some manipulatives, things like that. So technically, you are just preparing like maybe 3 slides just for one day for that particular lesson that you're covering.
That
So
makes sense. Thank you.
yeah, thank you so much for your question, and I really appreciate it. Okay, so now we're going to upload it in the Google Classroom. So you're gonna go to your Google Classroom, and then you can just title it, let's say INB Bio, okay, or Interactive Notebook Biology. And then you're gonna go to Drive. So once you go to your Google Drive, you're going to, did you see the student copy? Can you see it from my screen if you're seeing the student copy INB? Oh,
That will
yes.
be, yes, that will be the
Yes,
first one.
okay. Yes, so now I'm gonna add it. And then once you add it, did you see that student can view file, but you have to change it, make a copy for each student. Once you make a copy for each of those students, then you're gonna go to your topic. So let's say your topic, it's, let's say, required materials, which is to say that they really have to have this every day in the class or even at home. And then you can just actually assign it. So once you assigned it, it will actually going to be shown in the Google Classroom. So there you go. So here we have the required materials. Did you see the INB? Okay, so which is the interactive notebook. So once you open this, if you notice, it is already assigned to 21 students. And when you open the 21 students, did you see that they are all assigned to each one of them? If you actually see this page that it's not showing, then you can just refresh it. So now each of the students are having their own interactive notebook. So there, so this is on how, and then from the student view, so from the student view, so let's say, for example, you're going to open this. Okay. You will notice that the name of student is even there. You see on the left side, it says the student's name. And then when they actually open it, okay, since I put it on the slide 10, you see how it's actually been generated for them. And so all your topics that are actually in the master copy will all going to be generated in the student copy. Okay, we have a question for Miss Salinas.
Hi, Ms. Gunran.
Hi.
I want to clarify because I think I'm a little confused. So in the master copy, when the teachers make changes,
Mm-hmm.
you said it resets in the student copy.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But going back to what Miss Munoz had asked,
Uh-huh.
and we only do because it's a lot of work and you have like
Mm-hmm.
200 slides, we
Mm-hmm.
add 3, 4 slides at a time, would that affect the student, or is it when we make changes to that particular slide and we can keep on adding to it without affecting the student work? I
Okay,
hope that
so
makes sense.
yeah, no, that's a good question. No, once you created your master copy, right? In your master copy, you have to put in mind on how many slides that you're going to use. So in my case, when I created my master copy on day 1, I already put 200 slides. Okay, so I already added 200 slides in my master copy. Now, my student also have 200 slides in their student copy, but the rest are blank. So they don't see anything yet. And let's say I just want to work on 3 slides. So I'm going to go to slides number 2, 3, 4. And then if I put all the images and the informations in 2, 3, and 4, when the student will open their notebook, they will see that 2, 3, and 4, it's actually updated. So they can now click the update button, but they're only going to see what you put in your master copy for 3 slides. But the remaining number 4 slides up to 210, it's still blank, it's still empty. The students are not seeing anything there. So the thing is like you have to keep in mind on how many slides are you going to create in your master copy. Because once you created that, we can no longer delete slides. We can no longer add some slides. So that's the thing.
So
That's why,
after, sorry.
yes,
So after we add initially, we add the 200 slides, right? And
yes,
then as
yes.
we're going along and adding the information to the slides, then we
Mm-hmm.
update on the kiddos, and then they get the updates. So
Yes.
they'll get the updates of the information that we post,
Mm-hmm.
but not
Mm-hmm.
the number of slides that we add or delete or whatever, right?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. Uh-huh.
Ah,
Yes. Mm-hmm. So they would
interesting.
only see the one that you actually created. Let's say you only put lesson 2, 3, and 4. So it on the student end, they're only seeing the 2, 3, and 4, but they are already seeing the 210 slides, but they're empty. I hope that
Right. I think that's great to know. Thank you, Ms. Salinas, for that question. I think a lot of
okay.
us now like, wow, yeah, how do we do that? Okay.
Yeah, and thank you so much. Okay, I have another question for Miss Torres, Ana Torres. Yeah, and Miss Denise.
I love this, Miss Kundran, but I do have a question, and also
Yes.
kind of just to let everybody know too, because I've done this in the past. So sometimes students on the student copy go and accidentally delete a slide. So now they
Mm-hmm.
don't have that slide no longer in their student notebook. As
Mm-hmm.
you, the teacher, you have access to all your student notebooks,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yes.
if a student accidentally deletes a slide,
Mhm.
you as the teacher have to go back in their student copy and replace the slide again for them, right?
I'm not gonna replace it, but I'm gonna go back to my master copy, and then I will open her student copy from my end, and I will click update, and then it will generate the copy that the student was missing. So from my end, I have that, I can do that from my end because I'm the one who started working on the master copy. So I can still update it for the student. So even though the student accidentally deleted it.
Okay, yeah, that was my question because I know I've
Yeah.
done this in the past and students accidentally press delete on the slide,
Yeah.
they get rid of
Mhm.
it, and then by accident,
Yes.
it wasn't on purpose. And I know, like, as a teacher on my end, I would have to go to my master copy, copy the slide, and replace it in the student copies, right?
Yes. Mhm. Yeah. Hmm.
And then they have access to the slide again. They can update it and everything
Yes.
from the master
Yeah.
copy.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay. So,
I'm ready with my question.
yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. It goes along with what everybody's asking about updating.
Uh-huh.
My question to you is this. You said that we could work on 2 or 3, 4 slides.
Mm-hmm.
It's already there because we make the student copy. When we
Mm-hmm.
add, you said when the kids are going to get it because it's linked, it's going to update, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
if the kiddos have already worked on the first 4 slides,
Mm-hmm.
is it going to
Mm-hmm.
erase their things now that we added 4 new slides?
That's why you have to be careful when you are creating your lesson. Because let's say, for example, this one that I have over here. Okay. So this is actually a student copy. And then it has the link on top, right?
Yes.
So the student copy has up to, let's say this is just an example that I created this morning. So I have 10 slides, right? But I only created slide number 2 and number 3 for them. So which means to say that they're not, they don't see anything on slide 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 10 because I did not yet put any information on those slides. The only slides that they're seeing any information is where I actually created the lesson. Let's say in my master copy, I have 2 and 3, right? So when they go to the student copy, they're only seeing 2 and 3, but the remaining blank slides are still there.
Yes.
Mhm.
But I'm wondering after we already worked on them.
Okay.
I don't think, I think what you mean is they'll erase if we update on the slide that we have already given them, right? The ones that they have access
Yes.
to. Those are
Yes.
the ones that will erase. For example,
Mhm.
if we're updating and there are 4 new slides that we added to the notebook, the rest will not erase, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you
Yes.
for clearing that up.
And thank you so much for your question. I really appreciate it. It's just like at the beginning, I don't know, for some reason, like my Google Slides student copy was not actually which changing the page setup. But yeah, and I really appreciate your questions. And then that's why we have to be very careful when we are creating the master copy, because the master copy is the one that would link whatever we put in the master copy to our student copy. So like yeah, like the one that I have over here. So like what I've said. So here, um I know that I have like almost 210 slides, but I did not actually did all of this in one day. I just did like two, three, and four just for one day. And then all the remaining slides are doing it like doing them like on a daily basis. Yes, Miss Alvarado, what is your question?
On the master slide, you know how can we move like that last one that was erroneously set up on the end? Can we just let me turn on my camera so you can see me? No?
Yes.
Okay. Can we just up it like that? Like click and drag it up so we can change the order or no?
No, we cannot. Yeah. So in the master copy, once you have all the slides and you already link it with the student copy, you cannot switch around the slides anymore.
Okay.
You cannot move around the slides anymore. Whatever will be on slide 2 in your student copy, it's also going to be your slide 2. So if you
Okay.
move it around, it will going to mess up our student copy. So that's why
Okay.
we have to be definite with our master copy. Because if we move around master copy, especially the slides, and then the kids, you already assign a notebook, a student copy notebook to the student, it will gonna mess up some of the pages.
I understand. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, you're welcome, and thank you too for your question. Okay, so so these are actually, yeah, these are just the samples that I actually had in the class. So now, how does it look like from a student end? How do I grade them? Okay, so if I'm going to go to my interactive notebook over here, so let's say my 6th period, okay, and so these are the notebooks that I assigned to them. Okay, so that I actually assign here. So it says pre-AP biology interactive notebook. So if I'm going to, this is going to be from your teacher end. How does it look like grading them? Okay, so I have 21 students and then 15 were graded. The 6 students were moved to my class, but they can still access their notebook. That's one thing and good about interactive notebook. Even though like they belong to to other class period in your class, and then you move to your class in the Google Classroom, it automatically saves and they can still have and can still access their interactive notebook. So this is how it looks like from our end. So let's say, for example, you see, I actually graded them uh, and I don't let them turn it in, because if they turn it in, you know how it is in the Google Classroom. If you turn in and then you actually submit it, so the kids are having trouble on locating their notebook. So it's better to just not turn it. So let's say I have a student. Okay, so let's say, for example, Kate. So this is on how it looks like from her end. And then so she even put her name and then her class period. And then when she answered page 2, if you notice that she answered, let's say, the engage part, the explore part, and then also the PowerPoint, which is an extra resources or information for them. And then I have this one. You look how they answered already, the drag and drop. And then so you can actually and easily grade it. And you don't need to grade the entire slide. Let's say they finish 4 slides, then you can actually work on those 4 slides. Okay, yes. I know I only have like 1 minute right now. So thank you so much for attending this session. And I really appreciate everyone who actually join us. I hope that you have something to bring back. And I really appreciate your time. And I know that it's something that we can try in our classroom, and something that makes our teaching a difference, and accommodate all the learning needs of our students. Thank you so much for attending, and I really appreciate everybody. And also, do not forget to actually, there's a session evaluation. If you can actually like fill that out, and we'll greatly appreciate it.